by everybody. Here we go.
And we're back now talking about vaccines with Susan Dimas and Mary Tocco.
All right, Mary, let's talk about flu shots. Everyone's talking right now about flu shots, getting a flu shot. I know I didn't get one. Term?
I got one.
Okay, flu shots, good or bad?
They're terrible. They're absolutely terrible. They're not. There's no safety studies showing that they even are effective. In fact, the FDA and the National Academy of Science just produced a study showing that those who get, I'm sorry, wrong one study. Hold on, just a second. I'm sorry.
It's okay, it's okay. Good bad.
I mean, you just feel like they're bad.
No, and I'll tell you what it is. They're full of mercury. If you go to my website, childhoodshots.com, on the front page I have a whole study, what they don't want you to know about the influenza vaccine. All 5 vaccines this year contain 25 micrograms of thimerosal, and if your child got the flu vaccination, they got a heavy dose of mercury. And also, it's terrible. Are you kidding?
They cure the flu.
No, mercury is one of the most neurotoxic chemicals on the face of the earth. There's no such thing as a safe amount of mercury, and that vaccine is full of it.
So the government's trying to maybe require now children to get flu shots as well. Do you think that maybe perhaps that should be happening in the state?
You know, I haven't seen any effort in Michigan to require them, but, you know, when you have just skyrocketing rates of disease, things that used to be unheard of, like measles and mumps and pertussis, you know, more people die of the flu every year than many other diseases.
And some people feel that herd immunity is now in jeopardy as well.
It can be.
More and more people
because
are
the thing is that even if parents do get their children immunized, if there are enough parents who make the decision not to, then even those children who are vaccinated, the disease can mutate and you can still get it. And it's very risky for people who have babies before they can even be immunized. Can you think about how awful that would be for a parent to lose their child because they couldn't be vaccinated because somebody around them had the flu?
Let's talk about the flu in the pediatric population. In 2002, does anyone know how many babies died of the flu?
I don't know, but we can tell you this year that a lot of people died.
Actually, I'll give you the stats. In 2002, 12 babies under the age of 4 died of influenza. By 2003, when they started mandating it for 6-month-olds and forward, the death rate went up to 90. And it's been 90, 80, 100 ever since we started doing the flu vaccination. Absolutely. Last year, do you know how many people died of the flu in this country? Well, we always hear the number 36,000 people, right? We hear that all the time. 414 people. And this is according to the CDC vital statistics. So we are not being told the true facts.
No.
And only 10% of all vaccine injuries are reported.
The problem is that it is easier and easier to opt out of vaccines. You don't even have to have a religious exemption in Michigan. You can just say, hey, I don't feel like it as a parent and sign something. And so it makes it easier for those rates to go up because more parents are opting out. That's the
Most people are not getting flu.
Right.
But Mary, there's going to be a lot of people that look at you and say, you know, you are not a medical professional. You didn't conduct your own study. You're just gathering information off the internet and compiling it to what you may or may not believe.
No, I'm actually gathering information from peer-reviewed journal articles. In fact, when you come to my lecture, and I'm inviting all of you to my lecture in East Lansing the first week of March on Saturday, I reference the Journal of Toxicology and Environmental Health, the Journal of Neuroendocrinology, PubMed, CoMed, Annuals of Epidemiology, the Lancet British Medical Journal, on and on and on, and about the flu vaccine. They found that the first year they started mandating it for pregnant women in 2009, that flu season, when we had a so-called pandemic, do you know the miscarriage rate of pregnant women who got that vaccine went up 4,250% in one flu season?
The New England Journal of Medicine said that vaccines can actually extend life expectancy.
They could say a lot of things. You know, they could, but show me, prove that.
Reviewed
That's
journal that you believe in?
No, I'm just saying that they can make these blatant statements. I like to see the science behind it.
But you're supposedly citing articles. Why is that one not legitimate?
Life expectancy, there are a lot of people living in nursing
That's a good point,
homes.
though, Mary. I mean, is there anything that you might believe if you read? I mean, because you're citing all these articles right now.
Okay.
Would you believe, you know?
I think that a lot of people are living longer these days for many, many reasons. And to say that it's just because of vaccinations, I think that might be one very small part of it. But I haven't seen the science behind that. I'd like to see the study. But just so you know, the Todd Merkel of the Food and Drug Administration was talking about the whooping cough outbreak. They actually just said recently, within the last couple of weeks, if children get the whooping cough, they become carriers of whooping cough.
Susan, real quick, last word here. What do you think there? You want to eliminate that philosophical exception to this, to getting vaccines? In other words, you really want the government to make the choice for parents, right?
No, because you can still have a religious